Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the new chapter, Human Reproduction. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the human reproductive system, gametogenesis, menstrual cycle, fertilization and implantation, maintenance of pregnancy and embryonic development, parturition and lactation. So, in our human body, there are different organ systems such as circulatory system, excretory system, reproductive system, etc. So, all this organ system works continuously in order to maintain homeostasis for the survival of the individual. So all the system coordinate with each other for the normal functioning of our body. The human reproductive system is also essential for the survival of the species. An individual may lead a long healthy life without producing an young ones. But reproduction is inevitable for the existence of a species. So what are the functions of the reproductive system? There are four important main functions of the reproductive system. To produce the gametes, namely sperms and ova, to transport those gametes and sustain these gametes, to nurture the developing offspring, that is to grow the developing young ones, and to produce the essential hormones. So these are the major important functions of the reproductive system. Now we'll see the major reproductive events in human beings. So there are many major reproductive events which are taking place in human beings. They are gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, cleavage, implantation, placentation, gastrulation, organogenesis and parturition. Now we'll see the events one by one. First is gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means formation of gametes, that is called as gametogenesis. So gametogenesis is of two types. One is spermatogenesis and the another one is oogenesis. So formation of gametes is called as gametogenesis. Gametes means that is sex cells. The male gametes are the sperms and the female gametes are the ova. So gametogenesis involves two steps. One is called as spermatogenesis. The process of formation of sperms are called as spermatogenesis, and the process of formation of ova are called as oogenesis. So this is the first event. Next we'll see the insemination. What is insemination? In this picture you can able to see the artificial insemination. So insemination means transfer of sperms by the male into the female genital tract. That is depositing the sperms on the female genital tract is called as insemination. Next process is called as fertilization. Fusion of male and female gametes to form zygote is called as fertilization. That is the male gamete sperm fuses or unites with the female gamete ovum. So this process is called as fertilization. fertilization results in the formation of zygote. Zygote is a single cell. So the fertilized ovum is called as zygote. Next, in this picture you can able to see the cleavage. Cleavage means cell division. Rapid mitotic division of the zygote which convert the single cell zygote into a multicellular structure called blastocyst. So here you can able to see the cell division. So zygote is a single cell. So after fertilization, this zygote starts dividing. That is, one cell divides into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8, like that it keeps on dividing. So this process is called as cleavage. So the single cell is converted into a multicellular structure which is called as blastocyst. So in this picture you can able to see the blastocyst. The next event is the implantation. So what do you mean by implantation means? So before implantation, we'll see usually fertilization where it takes place means it takes place in the fallopian tube. So fertilization, that is meeting of sperms and ova, will take place in the fallopian tube. So in the fallopian tube only cleavage also starts, and after it reaches the blastocyst stage, then it comes and reaches the uterus for implantation. So implantation means attachment of blastocyst to the uterine wall. This is called as implantation. So in this picture you can able to see that is embryo gets implanted on the uterine wall. So this is called as implantation. So implantation means attachment of blastocyst to the uterine wall. The next process is called as placentation. So in this picture you can able to see the baby is connected, or the fetus is connected with the placenta. What is placenta means? It is an endocrine organ which is formed during pregnancy. So formation of placenta, which is the intimate connection between the fetus and the uterine wall of the mother for the exchange of nutrients. So the main function of placenta is to exchange of nutrients from the mother to the fetus, and also exchange of respiratory gases from the mother to the fetus, and also elimination of waste products which are from the fetus is called. So these are the important functions of the placenta. So placentation means formation of placenta which connects the fetus and the uterine wall of the mother for exchange of nutrients. Next event is called as gastrulation. So what is gastrulation means? Process by which the blastocyst is changed into a gastrula with 3 primary germ layers. So in this picture you can able to see the blastula is converted into gastrula. So we already learned that the zygote divides and converts into a multicellular structure called as blastula, and after the blastula stage, gastrula stage, it is the gastrula has 3 primary germ layers. The outer layer is called as ectoderm, the middle layer is called as mesoderm, and the inner layer is called as the endoderm. So conversion of blastula into gastrula is called as gastrulation, and the gastrula has 3 germ layers, primary germ layers, the outer layer ectoderm, middle layer mesoderm, and the inner layer endoderm. So this is called as gastrulation. The next event is called as organogenesis. So what is organogenesis means? Formation of specific tissues, organs and organ system from the 3 germ layers. So in gastrula we have seen the 3 germ layers, that is outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm and inner endoderm. This 3 germ layers is only going to develop into specific tissues, organs and organ system. So the process of formation of specific tissues, organs and organ system from the three germ layers is called as organogenesis. For example, if you take the outer layer, ectoderm, from the ectoderm only certain organs such as the skin, brain, spinal cord develops, and from the mesoderm only the muscles, kidney, ureter, all this develop, and from the inner layer endoderm only certain organs such as the liver, pancreas, all these organs develop. So development or formation of organs is called as organogenesis. The last event is called as parturition. So the action of giving birth, that is childbirth. So parturition means it is commonly called as childbirth. The process of giving birth is called as parturition, that is expulsion of the fetus from the mother's womb is called as what? Parturition. In this picture you can able to see the fetus expels from the mother's womb. So this is called as parturition. So these are the different events which are taking place in the human reproductive system. So all these events and functions are carried out by the primary and accessory reproductive organs. So what do you mean by primary reproductive organs? Means they are the main or the major organs. For example, if you take the primary reproductive organs, in male or the testes and in female or the ovary. So these primary reproductive organs are responsible for producing the ova and sperms respectively. And what are accessory reproductive organs? Means these are helping organs. So these are the helping organs. So they are called as the accessory reproductive organs. The hormones which are secreted by the pituitary gland and the gonads. Gonads means the reproductive organs, helps in the development of the secondary sexual characteristics. What do you mean by secondary sexual characteristics? You have been learnt in your lower classes. That is, in male, the secondary sexual characteristics are development of bird mustache, broadening of shoulders, then hardening of voice. All this comes under secondary sexual characteristics. In female, also the secondary sexual characteristics are development of breast, development of pubic hair, then broadening of hips. So all this comes under the secondary sexual characteristics in female. So the hormones which are produced by the pituitary gland and also by the gonads helps in the development of the secondary sexual characteristics, maturation of the reproductive system and regulation of the normal functioning of the reproductive system. So what is the function of this accessory organs? Means this accessory organs helps in the transport of gametes and to sustain the gametes and to nurture the developing offsprings. So far I have been giving you some introduction regarding the topic, that is human reproduction. In the next class we will be seeing about the male reproductive system. So go through this topic. Thank you.